Welcome to our second ever podcast. Thanks to everyone who listened to our first effort. Really appreciate the support. And remember, if you have a question or a comment for us or our guests, you can contact us via Facebook or comment directly on Spotify. So, Paul, Mr. McDonald, what have you been making this week?
Well, I've just today been working on a massive sword. A huge, taller than me bearing sword. From Hunterston Castle. It's quite the thing. So there's not many bearing swords in Scotland, so this seems to be a bit of a rarity that's been in need of some refurbishment and restoration.
What is a bearing sword?
Yeah. A bearing sword's a ceremonial sword, a sword that's designed for ceremonial use. So it's too big to be a practical sword, really.
Yeah.
And it's designed to look massive and imposing. And generally, they're carried at the head of a procession.
Wow.
So is it like the one that's in the National Museum that's got all that twisted
similar
and things?
The one in the National Museum's the Semple sword,
okay,
which is a stunning piece of art in itself. It's the blade. To make a blade that size, you'd have to be mad. You know, you'd have to custom build a forge to heat treat a blade that size to start with. It's huge. Massive things they are, but they were still well crafted. That's the thing,
Yeah.
So it's been quite enjoyable to work on.
Nice.
Yeah. Sounds great. Well, I've been doing mostly lettering the last couple of days, so I've got that thousand yard stare.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
It's. I mean, I enjoy lettering, but it's the only thing I do that I can't get wrong. As soon as you get into it. So, sometimes I go to do a bit of lettering and I just go, it's not a lettering day. Do something else. But you got to really be on your game. So that's been a bit, and planning for 2 new sculptures for our broth, which is brilliant. I'm meeting with some bairns on Wednesday to talk about it, so I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
Now, our special guest this week is a well-known face in the Angus town of Kirriemuir, where his wee shop and workshop has been a feature on the high street for many years. Gordon is a goldsmith, a stonecarver, and a fiddler, in whose work I have a special interest, as Gordon combines his stone carvings with his jewellery skills to produce amazing pieces, often landscapes with wee silver animals and poetry by people like Violet Jacob. So, welcome, Gordon.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, lovely to be here.
I'm so glad you were able to join us. So,
thanks for asking.
Yeah, no worries. So let's just start off. Before we go into how you ended up doing what you're doing, what were you making this week?
Oh, today I was doing a couple of things for a 21st birthday present. It was a ring and a matching bracelet in silver, both in silver. And she wanted the other side of a watch movement, so you can see all the gubbins of the inside of the watch. And on the underside that you can't see when it's worn, I've put to the time of her birth, which is 201. So you can turn them upside down and see the actual face with the hands, and then the movement with a little bit of movement of just for your wrist or your hand, the movement will actually move as well, which is quite nice. So you can see it actually ticking. It'll probably run out eventually, but it's they're wound a little bit just now. So it's something nice and different, and so that's I like doing different stuff.
That sounds absolutely stunning. See, I knew you were the right guy to get on here. See, interesting work. That's what we're here for.
It's fascinating. It took a long time to find out what she wanted, but she was sort of talking about steampunk sort of stuff with the cogs and things, which obviously takes you onto sort of watches and things and pocket watches, but that was too big. So we've got a tiny little 1950s Bentima, a tiny little watch movement that's fitting in the ring, and a bigger, I think it's a Swiss, must be 1920s, but they've all got the little jewels in the movements, so they've got little rubies in them, just beautiful. Cool. So you're getting a little bit of colour. You've got brass for the wheels, and you've got silver for the actual fixings of the movement, and then you've got a little bit of colour. That's lovely, very nice, and hopefully I'll finish them tomorrow. Aye.
Sounds absolutely fantastic. So, Gordon, how did you get started in the jewellery business then? Who trained you? What was your entry into it?
When I was 18, I was helping a friend do somebody's garden so we could get beer money for the weekend. and and just for making money as well, I used to paint leather jackets at the backs of leather jackets for bikers and punks and whatnot. So
Wow,
I had my
okay.
one on. I had my leather jacket on, and this guy appeared with his 4 kids and his wife, and he said, "Hey, he appeared to visit the guy whose garden we were doing, and he saw my jacket and says, 'I like your jacket. Do you fancy doing an apprenticeship?' So I went, 'What in?' And he said, 'Jewellery.' And I went, 'Yeah, I'll give that a bash.' So yeah, ended up going up. I ended up doing 4 years with a guy, and then starting on my own after the 4 years. Aye, so complete
Like your
coincidence. That's what he said. I love your jacket, and so and you know what? I when I was 2 years later, I lost that jacket. I lost that jacket at a party, and then last year I had a friend who comes up to Bonfest, the ACDC festival in Kerry every year. He came up from Bonfest. He always comes up to go to Bonfest with me, and he phoned me up and says, "Gordon, you'll never guess what I've found. I've found your jacket." So he found the jacket in his brother-in-law's garage. It'd been hanging there for 20 years. So I've got it, and I wear it to Bonfest. Still got it. Yeah, isn't that mental? Yeah, crazy. So it's still there, isn't it? Aye. So, yeah. So it was two crows. It was a black crows actually. It was a black crows just when they came out. Aye. Yeah. So I could maybe get it and let you see it.
I love the black crows.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So the jacket that started it all,
I've still got it.
Has flown home.
Yeah, and the ACDC and the Faith No More badge on the lapels all rusted.
Faith No More, what another great band. God, I love
great
Faith No More.
Oh, I love them.
Listen, do you ever listen to, either of you ever listen to Stevie Wright?
No.
Stevie Wright was described as the first Australian pop star, right? Now, if you ever wonder where Bon Scott got his moves from, right? He got them from Stevie Wright.
Stevie, really?
Stevie Wright.
Wow.
Stevie Wright would have been absolutely enormous. Now, this is a guy who my son, who's studying music in Edinburgh, has introduced me to recently, and I thought I was listening to Bon Scott. Now,
nice one. Okay.
He was a huge influence on them, and some of the guys in ACDC were making music with this guy Stevie Wright.
Okay.
But he hit the drink and the heroin. And it just knocked it out of him. But do you know what?
What a shame.
I listened to it, and there's a bit of Bon Scott, there's a bit of ACDC, there's a bit of Motown, right? There's a bit of the Beatles in there. He was in the band called the Easy Beats, who sang "Friday on My Mind."
Oh, right, okay. Yes, I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you listen to his solo stuff, some of it is amazing, some of it's rubbish.
Right, okay.
Some of it is just, and do you know what? It's like AC/DC. A lot of it is unadulterated rock music. A song called Guitar Band. You know, I want to play my guitar in a guitar band. I mean, it's not complicated. Right? What's the message? Now I want to play my guitar in a guitar band.
Super.
It's really good. So I'll put links to, if you're listening to this on Spotify, then I'll put the links on Spotify, and you can go straight to some of those tracks, because I've no doubt we'll discuss other songs in the course of the podcast. Now, when we were speaking last week with Paul about the inspiration about where you live and stuff. Now, listen, you live right by the river, right? I mean,
great.
it's absolutely amazing spot. You're the only guy I know who has salmon fishing rights and doesn't use them. Right? But
if only there was salmon there, eh?
If only there was any water. If only there was any water in the river. But how much of an inspiration is the immediate landscape for you?
Hugely. I mean, Ruthven is where I stay is Gaelic for the red place, and because the rock's all red, and it's really nice to carve. It's nice and soft, but you can get a bit of detail in it. There's some kind of pebbles and stuff in it which makes it a bit annoying, but mostly you can work your way around these. But if there's a storm, I get big slabs of lovely stuff just sitting just where I walk the dog. So I take them up the bank, let them dry out, and then take them up to the house. So I've got loads of them, just little Pictish stones. I mean, they can be. I've got one that's like 4 feet high. That was a hump getting that up the bank. But I've got, most of them are like 2 feet, 3 feet high, and they just look like worn Pictish stones. They're great. So I need to get some time to get them carved. But
sounds amazing. It sounds like I need to visit.
You do. You can give me a hand out with some bits.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
I remember, Gordon, the first time seeing your workshop, and it was David that took us along.
Yes, aye.
And it would have been 2017 because it would have been when we were on our mad expedition up to Glen Clover.
Oh, it was,
I'm
yes.
pretty sure
Yes.
it was on the way up.
That was where
and
you're
David
going.
says you have to see my mate Gordon's workshop. You have to see his work. And I was blown away because you're not just a silversmith and you're not just a sculptor, you know, and it's rare to see artists and craftsmen combining traditional materials.
I love it.
In a seamless way.
Oh yeah,
you know?
it was.
And,
it's all
and that's what caught me. Was is bringing together stone and silver in a very natural way. It seems, you know,
it's great fun. It's all down to my granny. My granny always said there is no such word as no such word as can't, rather. So I always think, why not? Why can you not do that? You can do whatever you like. So I just do, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you could just try something different. So, but it's good. Yeah, it's great, and it's nice having folk in the shop so you can see how things are made and stuff as well. It keeps it more real rather than going to a shop and picking up a finished item. People, and I can get folk involved as well. They can come and give me a hand in the shop too, which is great fun. Really enjoy that. Yeah.
But speaking of the shop, Gordon,
yes,
you're letting it go, aren't you? So what's the thinking behind that?
It's very expensive. Very expensive. For the jeweler's block insurance, there's only one company does it. It's a lot of money, thousands of pounds for insurance, and also the utilities are really high. I mean, just now this month it was £85 just for electricity, and that's in the summer, you know. And it's a cold shop, but it's a great space. It's a lovely workshop. But when I did my apprenticeship, he just worked from his. It was a wee cottage next to his house. He worked with, and I've been there 20 years. This year, and I've got enough customers so I can just keep working from home rather. I want to reduce my jewellery so that I can do more stone carving, but mostly so I can do more on my Cayley band, so that we can do more playing. And because sometimes you come back in 3 o'clock in the morning, you didn't want to see folk on a Saturday morning, really, you know, and you've got to be civil to customers. It's getting more tricky the older I get.
Tell us about the Cayley band, Gordon.
I usually fill in for folk that can't make it, or there's about 12 of us round about Angus and Fife who just phone each other up. Are you free that night for a wedding or for a community event or whatever? And so it just depends who's free that night. So we can be playing with one of 10, 11, 12 folk. There's usually 3 of us, and we play usually Angus, Fife, Edinburgh. But sometimes we got to Poland last year, and we go to Norway every year in January for doing Burns nights. It's great fun. You get paid for having a laugh. Basically, it's fantastic. It's really good. Yeah,
and of course the great benefit of not having the shop is that you don't have passing craftsmen chapping on the windy to come in for a cup of coffee and you get more work done, as Paul has found when he's left the environs of Edinburgh for his own space.
Yes.
Oh. Absolutely, it's one of the best things ever. For me, it felt like a shift from it's still feeling like a job because you've got to travel to it to a way of life. You know, entirely. Your own hours are your own hours.
Yes,
and folk can by appointment arrange a visit. You know?
Yeah, and you've found you've
traffic that way.
You found the by appointment thing working okay for you?
Yes, aye. Very intentionally keep the address offline. For that reason.
I think I'll be doing the same. Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
Do you know,
that's what I plan to do.
I'm by appointment only as well, but last year for some reason I had about half a dozen blow-ins over the course of a summer.
Really?
And one particular, I drove down the bottom of the road there and I saw 2 people in a car with foreign plates with a map out. So I thought, I'll see if these people are lost. So I wound down the window and I said, can I help you? And they said, we're looking for the Stonecarver. They were Italians. They were on holiday in Edinburgh, and they just thought they'd drop in on me. You know.
Wow. Okay.
And I was on my way to the dentist. Can they stop? But but by appointment's definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
Productivity wise. You know?
Yeah.
So Gordon, in terms of your fiddling then, and did you ever play the pipes?
Yeah, I play the pipes too. Mm-hmm.
Play the pipes as well. Goodness me,
great fun.
Well, Paul's on a bit of a piping journey as well.
Oh, what are you playing too?
Yes, I started the middle of December. I've started.
Oh, well
so
done.
I'm getting there.
You're still in the
Day at a
channel.
time and wee tune at a time.
Yeah, it's a lot of work though. Yeah, it was my lockdown project. I just thought I'm going to make. I've had pipes when I was 20. I got a chanter for my Christmas, and I got my mum's cylinder hoover, and I turned it round so I reversed it so I could, and I got a hose and just punctured holes in it so I could get exactly the right pressure. So I played it so much that the Hoover went smoky, and I just stopped working one afternoon. So I got bored blowing it, but it lasted ages. It was good. Yeah. So I've moved on to the bellows. I get the bellows pipes now. They're much easier. You didn't have to worry about tuning them or stuff. It's much better. I love them. And I just got a set for Christmas there from Ian Kinnear up at Edsel. He made me a set of boxwood ones, and I've got them here, and I put silver ends on them. And you'll see that. And I got a wee, and the chanter's great. Just love it. It's a lovely colour, and they sound marvellous. And anything Ian makes just sounds amazing. Beautiful things to play, and you can play them all night. You didn't get tired. Didn't have to blow or get the hoover out. So that's good. Good fun. Yeah. So have you got a teacher? You got a teacher with a chanter then?
I've not. No, I've pretty much been self-taught. There's a local pipe band in West Linton here.
Oh, perfect.
And just before lockdown, I think I got in maybe 4 or 5 sessions with them. And then lockdowns happened. And I never got the momentum back after the lockdowns to go back. So I've been self-taught otherwise.
Right.
And I was on the bellows pipes at that time, but
perfect.
Only since last December taking up the Highland tubes. So
right.
I'm absolutely loving it. Absolutely.
That's great. It's fabulous, isn't it? Yeah. It's like stone carving. When you're sitting carving something, you just disappear in another zone. Same with the pipes. You just disappear.
Absolutely.
It's fabulous.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You can see why they were so popular all that years ago, and still popular today. It's great. Yeah, I love it.
It's just great.
And going back to the fiddle, then, Gordon, what's your favourite fiddle tune?
Well, I was thinking about it earlier on. I think Miss Drummond of Perth, good Strathspey. I love Strathspeys, just lovely tunes, and I think it's the pinnacle of evolution of fiddles, whereas the 4-part march is the pinnacle of evolution of pipes. There's a certain tunes you can't beat on either instrument. And I think Miss Drummond of Perth is, because I grew up near Perth. It always reminds me of going to the academy. So it's just such a cracking tune, beautiful tune. I love Strathspeys. I've got my fiddle.
So did you grow up in Abernethy then? Did you tell me that?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where my interest in Pictish arts came from, because we grew up very, very close to, as we walked past the Pictish stone at the tower every morning and every night back home. We walked up past there to get our bridie on the way home for lunch and then back again. And the Jugs were there as well. It was just all part of being alive. And then the witches' burials up and up at the quarry, and then the Pictish fort and the lochin at the top with the king, the baby, the heir to the throne flung in it, with the nurse and stuff, with the golden cradle. We grew up in a hugely superstitious, very aware of the past, which was a fabulous place to grow up. Great place to grow up, and everywhere you went there was the evidence from hundreds of years ago. And because my family been there a long time as well, so it's you felt like you were actually part of the place, which was nice. Yeah, I loved Abernethy growing up. Fabulous place, and great primary school.
I was there. I was at Abernethy just a couple of weeks ago for the opening of the museum.
The museum,
their big anniversary. So, and the museum's fabulous, and I love it when you get local folk, like Irene up there, who are just completely committed.
She's great, thank you.
It's just magic, and we had great fun up there. And of course, I was ringing my bell. I think I'm pointing in the direction of my early medieval ecclesiastical handbell. Ringing it from the top of the tower, and
that was Abernethy.
Privilege. It was Abernethy.
I saw the picture. I didn't. There must have been a couple of new houses because I didn't recognise the view.
There are a couple of new houses down below.
That's
when
what
you're
it is.
looking towards sort of Bridge of Erne and Moncrief Hill.
Yeah.
There's a couple of brand new,
Right.
Not exactly in keeping
No, really.
things, but that's the way of things, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's
it is.
the way of things.
Yeah.
No, it was fantastic. We had a great day, and I loved seeing around the museum. There's a little stone cross in the museum that is just an absolute gem. I would walk there just to see it.
Really?
It's a wee cracker, yeah. And I'll put it in the I'll put it in the video.
I don't remember that.
So you can see it. Oh, you'll love it. It's just a cracker. As soon as I walked in the door, that's the thing for me.
Lovely.
This lovely little cross that will be getting replicated at some point.
Nice.
Absolutely,
Nice. Okay.
Absolutely.
Grand.
No doubt. So talking about fiddle tunes, Gordon, were you ever at the Ball of Kirriemuir?
No, I've sung it a few times, or heard it sung rather. All different versions. Yeah, it's class.
Are you
it's
sure?
a good song. I definitely wasn't there. Yeah.
There's a great story about the Ball of Kirriemuir, which for those who don't know it, it's a slightly bawdy song about an occasion that ended up with people of loose morals having a grand time together. And there's a couple of great stories about it. One is that some Scottish soldiers were parading past Winston Churchill once and started singing it, and he started mumbling along under his breath and laughing because he knew it fine, And the other one is that Dennis Healy. You remember Dennis Healy with the big eyebrows? Dennis Healy at parties used to sing the Ball of Kirriemuir in Latin.
Really? Oh, for goodness sake.
Take that, Boris Johnson. Aye, I bet he can't sing the Ball of Kirriemuir in Latin,
That's amazing.
How's that for a party piece? Sing the Ball of Kirriemuir, all the dirty bits in Latin.
God. I
The benefits of a private education.
Yes, absolutely. I forget that Winston Churchill was in Dundee for a while, so he must have come
across. He had a great time in Dundee, did he?
No, he didn't, did he?
I think he said the grass would grow down the high street before he ever set place in that.
Did you notice that the plaque?
A modern version of the Ball of Kirriemuir Hall, and the lyrics were shown to me by the author, who was Fergie MacDonald. And
Nice one.
Fergie had penned an up-to-date version of this, and it involved individuals such as Donnie Munro and Karen Matheson getting up to all sorts of things at the ball.
Nice one.
Well, you've got to hope that there's a version written down.
Yeah.
You've got to hope that's recoverable somehow.
I hope so.
Yeah. It'll be in the archives, I'm sure.
Yeah. Did you notice that they put the plaque commemorating Winston Churchill's time in Dundee really high up on the side of a building in Dundee? So you didn't even know it's there. It's it must be about 14 feet up. So obviously folk are meant to see it, but they needed to put it there for some reason, but it's out of reach. So you need to take a ladder to put. So I was, attempted to put something around it, but it's too high. Yeah.
Oh, that's why it's 14 feet up, so you can't vandalise it.
Yeah.
You'd have to be a good aim.
It's at the bottom of Perth Road, just as you cross in towards St Mary's Cathedral, and on the right hand side, there's a church there. It's high up there, just at the steps. Weird place to put it. Yeah.
Let me tell you something about St Mary's, right? Because my great granddad was the chief bell ringer in there.
Oh, nice one.
And my dad once told me that the people used to tell him that they knew it was my great granddad playing the bells, leading the bell ringers that day, because they were so used to hearing bells being rung that they could tell who it was. They're ringing the bells.
Nice one. Yeah.
It's just amazing. There's a watch, an engraved watch somewhere that he was given when he retired. But I remember mentioning it to my dad once, and he said, folk used to say to him, I heard your grandfather playing the ringing the bells.
Lovely.
They could tell who it was. That's mind blowing.
Wow, that's great, isn't it? Yeah.
It is,
Bell ringing in the
absolutely.
blood there, McGovern.
Yeah. That's why I've got a bell here, of course. Yeah, keeping the bell ringing in the family
Bell
going.
ringing in the blood.
Although there's no skill involved in rattling that thing about. But it's all good. It's all good. Listen, I was asked to join a craft association again today, and it kind of got me thinking about joining stuff, right? Because I mean, we're pretty self-sufficient sort of people, right? You know, I mean, I don't go around joining things a lot of the time, but I have been a member of a craft association and stuff, you know, and I'm a member of the Heritage Crafts Association. But are you guys members of any craft organisations?
Nope, nothing.
There's a Scottish Knife Association, Knife Makers Association now. There never used to be. I think it's maybe only been the go, I don't know, 5 years, possibly longer, but I think only about 5 years. And it's a good bunch, you know. They have an annual gathering, and that's the best of it, really. You know, it's basically a session, you know, a session in a field.
Perfect.
With the odd demonstration here and there, I think. But no, they're good lads. And the lad that runs it he's sort of grown his business, not just from knife making, but he's now supplying, you know, supplies for knife makers in Scotland.
Great.
So it's a good wee hub, you know, where there never used to be anything.
Yeah.
Mostly hobbyists, I would say, you know. But good wee organisation. So I'm quite happy to be a part of that, you know.
Yeah, nice.
See, I'm a member of the Pictish Arts Society, but I like that mix of history and this kind of form of partly academic and things. So it brings in all the different worlds, you know, and keeps you up to date and informed. I've also been a member of Craft Association. I think they're great for, particularly when you're starting out and you maybe want to do craft fairs really locally and stuff, you know. But I did join a group of creatives thing a while back, and I went along, and the first guy I spoke to, he said, "What do you do?" And I said, "Well, I'm a heritage stonecarver." So I told him that, and I said, "What do you do?" And he says, "Well, at the moment, I project video games onto derelict buildings."
Okay.
And I said, "Well, I didn't just think." I said, "Why?"
You don't have a hobby, eh?
And I just couldn't get it. No, this was funded. He was getting funded.
It's funded.
Wow.
Yeah, and his wasn't the most unusual job I heard that night. You know, lots of people doing some very strange projects. You know, and I just thought, I don't think this is for me. You know, so I didn't go back. I always think with these things, if you can't really explain it to your dad, it's not really a job.
That's true.
I mean, imagine trying to explain that one to your dad, right? Aye, Dad. So I got this projector, right, and I'm projecting TV games. You know, like the Atari. I'm projecting TV games onto that factory up the top of the Hilton.
Bizarre.
I'm possibly being a little unkind. But anyway, I'm a member of the Heritage Crafts Association, right, which I think is well worth belonging to. The Heritage Crafts Association have just brought out their red list for 2025 of endangered crafts. And Paul, ski and do and dirk manufacturing is on the list of endangered.
Oh, gosh.
I made the cut. Yes.
And kilt making is there too. And I think there's still quite a lot of kilt making going on.
There's loads of kilt making going on.
Yeah, and sporran making is on there as well. I know at least two sporran makers. So I'm not so sure they're endangered. But I looked through the list of critical and lost crafts, right? And there's some crackers. Let's have a little quiz and see if you can tell me what these crafts are. Okay? And I'm really springing this on you. But under the critical list, there is orrery making.
Orrery?
What's orrery making? Orrery. Orrery.
Somebody mentioned that last week to me, and I can't remember what on earth the context was.
That's a new one on me now.
Right, let me tell you, that's making models of the solar system.
Oh, it wasn't that then.
Really?
You know, like these things with the sun and they're spinning round on a wire.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Critically endangered.
Critical.
We're running out of boys that make them, right?
Yeah.
Here's a good one. Pietra dura.
I don't know a single one.
No, I don't know either. There's nobody on my street making them anyway, I'm absolutely sure. Right,
I mind the last shop
P-
selling them.
right,
Edinburgh,
Pietra Dura. Pietra Dura.
No idea.
I didn't think you would either. Mosaics. It's a type of mosaic, tightly packed mosaic. Right, here's one you might know. Wainwriting.
Wainwriting. Oh,
Wainwriting.
yeah.
I've heard
I should know what that is. What is it again?
It's making horse-drawn wagons.
Oh, got you.
Right,
Right,
yes,
so these ones are critically endangered. Here's just endangered ones. Lorinary. Like a loriner.
A loriner. No idea.
It's making horse buckles and belts. Right?
Wow. Okay.
Passementary.
No idea.
You're making these up now,
So
David. You're just making-
I swear these are real. You can find it online. Right? So if you're a passementarist, what are you making of an afternoon?
No idea.
Paul, it's tassels. It's like tassels that you would get on the end of a basket hilt broadsword.
Yes.
Wow,
Sword, like
okay.
sword tassels.
Yeah, so if you're needing them, it's a passementarist that you're after.
Wow.
Passementarist.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And
Wow.
here's one last one before we move on.
I'm looking forward to this.
Brilliant cutting. What is a brilliant cutter?
Brilliant.
It's a great job title, that, isn't it? I mean, if they're
What's
full
your
up,
cut? I'm a brilliant cutter. Me.
if they're full up for passementarists, you want to be a brilliant cutter on your business card. You know, there's my card. Brilliant cutter. See, and it's cutting glass with a wheel.
Oh, right, okay.
You know, like that
Gosh,
crystal
okay.
cutting, like the
Aye.
the Jacobite glasses cut with a cutting
Aye.
wheel.
Yes,
right,
aye.
okay.
Brilliant cutter. Yeah.
Okay.
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye,
Gosh.
good.
There you go.
That worked really well. You got a load of them.
He's showing our ignorance here.
Now, I challenged you guys to bring an interesting beer.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Did you succeed?
I
And
got
what-
one out the
Yes, I
copy.
did.
And what are we?
I only had the copy to go to.
The copy's
Yeah.
fine. I went
Right
to the
here.
copy as well.
Yeah. Did you?
Yes. And I bought two because I knew you were going to the copy, so I thought I better get two in case you've got the same one as me, and then it really doesn't work.
No.
So, Paul,
Well,
what are
I
you
got-
drinking tonight?
What did you get?
Paul, what are you drinking?
What am I drinking? I'm just about to open it. This is from a brewery not far from here called Otherworld Brewing.
Wow.
Nice. Oh, that looks good.
I love it.
Kelpie's Spirit.
Oh, Kelpie Spirit.
Nice.
Fantastic.
That'll do it.
Okay, well, Paul, you have a try of that then. Gordon, what are you on?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got
well.
one of my favourites is McEwan's Champion Ale.
Oh, that's
Which
just
I love it. I got that in draft.
Oh,
I got that in draft one day when we were down Leith. I must have been about 25, and I've just loved it ever since. I get it every now and again for a treat because it's 7.3%. It's quite strong, but it's got such a lovely dark malty flavour.
It's
That's
a bit
nice.
nutty, isn't it? It's got.
That's lovely. I like it.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. You know, we once went into the Ness Social Club, me and some pals, right, when we were up in Lewis, and we went up to the bar, and they had 60 shilling. You know, whenever I see 60 shilling, I always
60 shilling.
yeah, like mild. You know.
Aye, that's
I
the
always
old
think,
manny's drink.
particularly when you're drinking hard, right, every day, right? Oh, 60 shilling, brilliant! It's like a rest.
Isn't it? Yeah.
So the boy said, "Oh, it's not very good. It's not very good. I wouldn't have it." I went, "All right, yeah, fair enough. 70 shilling then, please." I wouldn't. The 70 shilling is not very good, you know.
Really?
I said, 80 shilling then, please. And he went, yeah. Mate, you're really selling this place. This is brilliant. Can we have the balls and the cues for the snooker table? He went, yeah. He says, but table's not very good. Anyway, I'm cheating. I'm not even having a beer. I'm having a Thistle Across whiskey cask
Oh, good stuff.
Scottish
Nice,
cider.
though. Yeah.
That's lovely stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
What's your beer like, Paul?
It's good. It's a fruity IPA.
Is it IPA?
Um,
Aye. Nice.
4.9%.
That'll do.
So
Aye.
not a session ale, but no,
Yeah.
it's nice. Though.
Very
What did you
nice.
say?
Aye.
How strong did you say yours was, Gordon?
It's 7.3.
7.8. I'm 6.9. It's like top trumps, isn't it? I'm 6.9.
Are you really 6.9?
Yeah. Whiskey
That's
cask.
strong for a cider.
It is, and it tastes absolutely lovely. Oh, you could
Yeah.
get yourself properly into trouble drinking this.
You could.
Fiddler do a good they do a good range.
They do. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Very nice.
Remember when ciders were horrid?
Oh God, aye, yeah. There was only two, wasn't there?
Merrydown.
Was it Marydown? What was it, Marydown? What was the other name? There was two.
Strongbow.
Strongbow, that was it. Aye.
Yeah.
Pecker.
Woodpecker as well.
Aye, aye.
Yeah, if you were skint, if you were really hard up.
Just kidding. Yeah.
That served some part of my education at high school, at least.
Yes.
Anyway, listen, guys, before we wrap up, what have you been listening to this week? Any good traditional stuff?
Oh, well, I'll just go straight into Spotify and I'll tell you what I've been listening to this week.
It's the modern way, isn't it? Especially when your memory's going a wee bit. What was it listening to?
Well, Spotify's bad for that because you don't remember any of the names.
No,
or names of the albums and stuff.
I'm always when it's suggesting stuff, I'm always reaching for the phone to quickly hit plus to get it in your liked songs list, which is just a dump, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of everything that passes you by.
It is, aye. Yeah. Well, I've been listening to Nuns of the Tundra today, which is just it's a bit heavy metal kind of stuff, but it's great. I love it to work to. And my son sent me some Martin Hayes today, which was fabulous. Irish fiddler, but great player. Lovely player.
Oh, he's great, yes.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. And what else? That's about it really all today. Oh, it was my Discover today. So it was all the stuff that Spotify sent me that I might like. So some of it was good, some of it was not great, but most of it was really good actually. Yeah, and the Lorettes, I think that was one. A Scottish band, Lorettes. They're two lassies. They're fantastic. And what was the other one? Oh, there was another one. What was that now? Can't remember. Yeah.
And what about yourself, Paul?
Been listening to a bit more Beluga Lagoon.
Oh,
lately.
they're great.
Love them.
Been my favourite band lately for a while now. And I got their latest CD, Tombs of the Fairies, which has got some absolute crackers on it. So that's been my CD in the car for the past week or so.
Is that just out recently? Because I didn't know that was out.
Not long ago, aye, fairly recently out.
Oh, nice. We saw them in Aberdeen a couple of months ago. What a great live show that was. Brilliant.
They're just magic.
There's
something just special about
isn't
Andrew's
Aye.
compositions and his lyrics as well. Very,
absolutely.
like a lot of Scottish songs about death and deep things,
Aye.
But sung in a way that and played in a way that you'd have to be made of stone not to be moved.
Absolutely.
Music,
Yeah, it was great. My daughter's called Isla, so we went. So she was delighted there was a Beluga Lagoon song called Isla. So although it's about a dog, but she's not caring. It's a great song though. Yeah, one of the best bands I've heard for a long time.
I agree.
Aye. If what you listen to
yourself, David.
Myself, I've been listening to all day. I've been listening to the Cliffords, or I think they're just called Cliffords, Irish band. Absolutely superb. Bit of Alanis Morissette, sort of Cranberries kind of vibe to it.
Nice.
The vocals absolutely superb. And speaking of great vocals, also listening to Katie McFarlane.
Oh,
you ever listened to Katie McFarlane? Oh. Again, I'll put it in the Spotify links.
Oh, brilliant.
Superb.
The blues classic.
No, superb traditional singer. Gaelic singer.
Oh, right.
She's got links to North Uist, I think, but she comes from Airdrie. Curiously, there's a beautiful song on her latest album. She's got a few albums out, but her latest album is a beautiful song called something like The Bonny Banks of Airdrie.
Wow.
Right.
That's very niche.
And perhaps been a little unfair to Airdrie.
The banks of Airdrie have been celebrated in any sense.
I mean, I'm wondering if these were high street banks. Because I don't recall, the sort of wide river flowing through Airdrie that would have me sit down and pen a wee tune. But Bonny Banks of Airdrie, it is a beautiful, beautiful song.
Nice.
But But yeah, give Katie McFarlane a listen. She's been around a while.
Yeah, will do.
I think she was Young Trad Traditional Singer of the Year or something.
Right, okay.
One of these years, or at least in the running. I will put it up on Spotify when I upload it, and
excellent.
You'll be able to see it. So well recommended. Yeah. Well, listen, guys, this has been an absolute blast. And we've gone on a lot longer than I expected.
Yeah, sorry.
But no, it's fantastic, and we'll get this up on Spotify and some of the other platforms that I'm steadily learning how to upload to. Yeah. And hopefully we'll get you on again, Gordon. That was absolutely fantastic.
I'd enjoy it. Yeah.
Thanks very much, guys. We'll call it a night, and
magic.
All the very best. Take care.
Smash it. Nice to speak to you both. Bye now.
Cheers.